What makes a riparian area healthy? This is a question we get asked a lot at Cows and Fish. The answer is not really one thing. In fact, it's several interconnected things related to water, soil, and vegetation. Riparian areas are the green zones of water-loving vegetation next to streams, rivers, lakes, and wetlands. The plants are water-loving, the soils are wet most of the year, and water is present at or near the surface. Healthy riparian areas are critical for many benefits we receive from them, including clean water, fish and wildlife habitat, biodiversity of plants and animals, and forage for wildlife and domestic livestock. Can my cows graze in the riparian area? This is another question we get asked a lot. The answer to this is also not just one thing. Healthy riparian areas can be a foundation for your livestock operation. The potential diversity of plants makes them unique for grazing opportunities if they are well managed. There are many strategies talked about when it comes to grazing management, but any that are successful in making grazing compatible with a healthy riparian area begins with an understanding of the principles of range management and applying those principles to build and maintain the riparian foundation. Good range management practices imitate the natural system and foster healthy native plant communities. Over the years, it has become known that there are 4 key principles of good range management. Principle number 1, balance animal demand with available forage supply. This means harvesting forage but leaving enough carryover or grass residue to protect soils and plants, conserve moisture, plus trap sediment. It's about understanding carrying capacity and setting annual stocking rates that don't exceed available forage. Balance is the first principle to be achieved. Without it, a solid foundation for riparian and range management cannot be built. The second principle is to distribute livestock evenly. This means choosing from a long list of management tools to spread the grazing load over the landscape. It's about not allowing livestock to linger or overuse an area. Principle number 3, avoid or minimize grazing the range or pasture during sensitive times. For riparian areas, this may be when stream banks or shorelines are saturated with moisture and prone to trampling. It can also include times like late summer or fall when grasses have cured and woody plants are still green, palatable, and vulnerable to overuse. It might also include times that are sensitive to wildlife, like fish spawning or songbird nesting. The fourth principle is to provide effective rest after grazing. This means giving plants time to rest when growing conditions are favorable to rebuild roots, energy supply, and vigor. Energy stored in the roots of plants is needed to initiate growth in the spring. Roots of the plants are like a battery, and if you drain that battery by heavy grazing and no rest, the plants cannot rebound. To be effective, rest has to occur during the growing season, not before or after the growth period. So, can your cows graze the riparian area? If your plans include a strategy that meets all of the 4 principles of range management, and you've got the right stuff in terms of vegetation to provide the forage needed to support your livestock, the answer can be yes. It might take some investment of time and resources, but it can be done, and it does make sense.